Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the RGM Experience podcast with me, Carl Maloney. That guy from RGM bothering you again for another week here in the music industry, delving into the grassroots music industry and beyond. And today, ladies and gentlemen, fresh from this feeling live by the sea where I did catch a live again, supporting Tom A. Smith, we've got Katie Anderson. Hi, mate.
Hello, very nice to see you.
Mate, we were just saying before, weren't we? I do every time I see you guys, and when I had you on in Sheffield for the RGM Tramlines thing, I do tend to have a few too many beers. I think is the feedback I'm getting at the minute.
Well, it was a good occasion. It was a great gig, so it's all right.
It was good, wasn't it? So just this weekend gone, live by the sea for this feeling. You on that big massive stage with Tom on bass just at the side. How was the experience for you playing that gig?
I mean, it was amazing. We love this feeling and everything they do. They're obviously been massively supportive of Tom and the band, and it was a great day. I mean, we got looked after. Lovely meal when we arrived.
Oh, nice.
Load of sticks of rock. That was good. Like that addition.
Like
Plenty of beers,
that.
and yeah, I mean, we got a great crowd,
Yeah.
great slot, and we seemed to go down well, and that's the main thing. And yeah, really enjoyed it. Came away really happy.
Well, I've seen Tom play a few times. I think the first time live down in Bristol, Louisiana, I think
Oh,
a
great
couple of
venue.
years ago. Yeah, really nice venue. And then you guys obviously played our Tramlines Fringe stage last year, and well, the year before. This one's just gone, and then I just seen you live again in Bridlington. And what's always struck me, Kate, is your stage presence. I keep telling you when I've had too many beers, but I do mean it. You just look proper cool as fuck up there, mate.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't say I go out there to look cool, but I
Okay.
certainly have a good time and enjoy it. And I think people obviously see that I'm enjoying it. So
Yeah. No, you definitely are. And let's rewind a little bit before we get onto your stuff with Tom, because I know you've got your own things as well. Um, Rewinding a little bit. So, how old are yours of today, then, Katie Anderson?
I'm 21.
21, right? Okay, so I do tend to try and rewind back to the days when, like, before music and stuff. But at the age of 21, well, I'm 47, so everybody in the 20s is young to me. But what's it like? What was life like getting into music as a young lass in the Northeast?
Um, well, my dad's always been a big music fan, so
Ah,
that's sort of the big thing. Always had tunes on in the house. But basically picked it up. It was quite late in school. Like it was GCSEs. I was like, right, I'm gonna pick music because I enjoy it, and
no.
I just like wanted to get in. I'd been like singing in the school choirs and stuff, and I always loved being part of that sort of thing.
Mm.
And yeah, for GCSE, I picked music, and I think I sort of wanted to do guitar at first because I just thought like, well, it's like the main one, and but nobody wanted to play bass in like the little school band that we had
Okay.
for like the school concerts and stuff. And I was like, oh, do you know what? I'll do that. And
Mm.
it was the one. I mean, I loved it. I loved that part of like the being part of the rhythm and everything, and it was great. And uh, like my music teacher was always buzzing that I was doing it, so I think that sort of helped. And yeah, so I did it then, and again, it was just sort of a bit of a fluke decision.
Mm.
A levels are coming about, and I thought it was just after COVID, obviously, so I
No.
skipped GCSEs, which was a good one.
No.
But going back, I was sort of like, oh, I'm really done with like the whole school system type of thing. I was being a bit of a rebel,
Okay.
and I was like, I'm gonna go to college and I'll do music and just sort of I'd in my head it was like I'll see where it goes during college, try and get a band together because it was sort of end of school. I started going to a lot of the smaller indie gigs and stuff in Newcastle. Like there used to be a venue called Jumpin' Jacks, and I'd go there. It was above the famous Dog and Parrot in Newcastle, and I'd go there with my pals and watch all of like the local music scene and go to Think Tank and all those sort of things, and probably get underage drunk and hang out with
Okay.
everybody.
Okay.
Don't recommend that to anyone listening.
No, no, yeah, drink
Bad
responsibly.
influence, be responsible.
I
But
did, I did it okay too as well. And even now, it's you can still drink irresponsible, can't you?
exactly, a bit of a rite of passage, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I loved live music and being at the gigs and
No.
I used to go to Hit the North Festival, and
Yeah.
I did once not get allowed in to one of the one of the gigs at Hit the North. So yeah, that was sort of a oh God. But yeah.
Go on then. What happened?
Well,
Just
well, me and all my mates were just swigging gin out of them squeezy Sports Direct
oh,
bottles.
nice,
We thought
right?
we'd sneaky stick them down a trouser leg,
Yeah.
and you could get in. And they just went, "You come here," breathalyzers, turned us away. I was wanting to see Rat Boy. I
Yeah.
was gutted.
Oh no.
But yeah, not ideal. But yeah, and then so college started there.
Yeah.
Um, I just thought like I'll give it a good go,
Yeah.
see if I can get myself into some music circles with some other musicians and met a load of mates there, met Tom there,
Yeah.
and yeah, he asked me to join the band sort of end of college time and do some rehearsals with them.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really sure what to expect, and obviously
Yeah.
all of this just came of it, so
Oh,
worked out well on a fluke.
nice, nice. But you mentioned there that you didn't quite fit into the school environment. What was it about school that didn't work for you?
I think I just struggled a bit with the with I wasn't about I do know I was a bit of a swot because I always wanted to do really well,
Yeah.
and I was like adamant on getting good grades and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think towards the end I sort of just burnt out a bit, and I was a bit sick of it and getting told what to do all the time, feeling rebellious. And yeah, it's not what I went to a school that was a bit of a radgy one, and there wasn't a lot to do with the like the creative side of things. There was art and music, but it obviously wasn't like a huge deal really. We used to do school concerts and I looked forward to them and it was great. And my music teacher was very supportive and my sister also um did music at the same school as me and
Yeah.
it was quite nice. I used to like get up and sing with her on the school concerts and stuff.
Oh, nice.
So it was always really nice, and I just sort of like nothing else seemed to really click with us as much as that did. So I knew that that was sort of where to go.
Well, it's always interesting. I know a lot of like teachers and stuff, and they tell me about the creative industries in schools are the first ones that lose the money and they start putting it to other things. And you having just come through school, could you see that yourself? Then could you see that
Yeah, I mean,
wasn't?
it's a low income area. It was
Yeah,
the school wasn't great. We had a lot of Ofsted
yeah,
like bothers,
yeah.
and as it ended, we got converted to an academy. So it was all very strict all of a sudden, and everything was different, new uniforms and everything. And yeah, I definitely felt a change. But I mean, I enjoyed school really. I just was
Bit
just
of a rebel.
just messing about a bit too much.
and
Even though
and
I was a swot, it was sort of a bit weird. Like I was like doing really well in all my lessons, but then just chatting back all the time and being a nuisance. But
yeah. So
that's all right.
what's it like when you look around the northeast now? What's the northeast music industry like around you?
I think it struggles. I think that there's definitely a lack of infrastructure to help up and coming artists, and
Yeah.
a lot of the venues and stuff that I used to go to, and it was always busy. They're not busy now, and
Mm.
people are like cannot sell tickets, and there's not as much of a scene for it as there was when like I was looking up to smaller bands and stuff.
Mm.
But there's definitely people working away and working really hard to change that. Obviously, Generator are working hard at that. They're northeast, they're Newcastle based,
Mm.
and in Sunderland as well. There's a load of venues there working really hard. The Bunker are great, Pop Recs are great,
No.
and yeah, there's obviously a passion for it. I think it's just a case of shining a light on that again and
Yeah.
bringing it back. Obviously, Sunderland just got City of Culture, I think it's called, or Music City, it's called
Okay.
Music City status. Yeah, so obviously, hopefully that helps a lot, and they're holding the Mercury Prize in Newcastle this year, which is
Okay.
which is great. So hopefully, again, I know they're doing a lot of fringe events,
Yeah.
so hopefully that shines a bit more light down on everything. I mean, like, even Darlington and stuff. There's some great bands coming out of there, like Benefits. Oh no, they're Middlesbrough. Again, Middlesbrough, Stockton, Darlington, all of these areas. They've got great bands coming out. Benefits. a band called Perfect Chicken, which are a bit mental if anyone fancies checking that out. Um, yeah, it'd be great to sort of see a rise in that over the next few years.
Yeah, I'll second that for like where I live now in Manchester, and where I'm from, Sheffield. It's so hard to sell tickets. As I put gigs on, and you don't break even till, well, if you break even sometimes, but you don't. It looks like you're going to lose money right up until the gig, and you've kind of got like just got to keep the faith, cross your fingers that people are going to come. Sometimes it
Definitely, especially in advance, it's a real struggle, and I do think it is just people haven't got the money a lot of the time, and
we've got
yeah,
150 quid to go and see Coldplay though somehow.
that is very true. I think yeah, it's a bit tough. I suppose you've got to find the right type of people who are into music and show them what it's like and get them down there and yeah, I think yeah, I just think hopefully that there is a rise, definitely.
I've got a little bit of a theory with it. Just go with me on it because I haven't fully formed this idea. But
Okay.
I just think post COVID, everybody's longing to be around people and have shared experiences. You only have to see that. I went to see Oasis, and just being around. It's such a magical moment for fans, and like people my age who've got kids seeing Oasis for the first time. People just want that group feeling of just being having a moment. So I think people are holding the money back for those experiences, and the prices for those experiences are so expensive these days. Like Oasis is 140 quid if you just buy a normal ticket.
Yeah.
And like even like the O2 gigs can be 40, 50, 60 quid. It's just a lot of money for people to have that shared experience, and they're not prepared to um or they're not, or they don't know if they can afford these smaller gigs. What I've been doing anyway. They
Yeah.
just don't know if they can afford it till right last minute. So
Yeah.
they're willing to buy those big tickets and skint themselves for a bit to go to these big
Yeah, I mean, a lot of
experiences.
people treat it sort of like it's a holiday. Like instead of going on
Yeah,
holiday, you go
yeah,
to Oasis or you go to a big festival or whatever. And yeah, it has definitely become a bit of like it's like a prized possession to be able to have that and do that. And it's sad, but obviously you can't give away all these small gigs for free. Like
yeah.
those people have got to earn money too. And I think it's definitely about finding a balance.
And the higher for, just speaking as somebody who puts bands on, the higher cost of venues is up after COVID because all the venues were skinned, so they're just getting money back, which is fair enough. Everybody's got
Yeah,
to stay alive, aren't they? I don't know, Katie. What
it's
can we do?
rubbish.
What can we do about it though? We're in amongst it. I'm right in amongst it, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, particularly in the grassroots music side of thing. I know your guys are all over the country and just hammering it at the minute and doing your
Yeah,
thing.
100%. I mean, we wouldn't be doing anything without the grassroots venues, and well,
Yeah,
we're still doing them, and
yeah,
we love that, and I love playing all those venues and meeting all these different types of people, different walks of life. It's definitely like its own culture, the smaller gigs, and we love being part of it, definitely. And I think one thing that is sort of helping that is those the smaller festivals that
mm,
put load of bands on
yeah,
for like pennies really. Like you
yeah,
pay 20, 30 quid and you get to see 10 bands.
yeah,
I think those are definitely I can see in them gain popularity
yeah,
and
yeah.
getting more attendance and stuff. And then I think people then might find a band they love and come away and buy tickets for their headline shows. And those are great. There's one called The Stones Throw in the Northeast, and I've watched like they've been doing it, I think only 3 years or something,
Mm.
and each year you can just see the rooms are fuller and there's like new bands coming out of it and stuff. It's great, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I saw a stat. I was listening to the Rest is Entertainment podcast the other day, and Richard, the tall guy from Pointless, he's on, and he had this amazing stat that stuck with me. Really, he said, for an artist to make minimum wage, like a monthly minimum wage on Spotify, you've got to have 555,000 streams on Spotify a month to get minimum wage.
God,
That's depressing, isn't it?
very. I mean,
That's
there's a
that's for one person. I know. Imagine a band like
no.
20 people.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a new era of sort of how you monetize music. It's very different to how it was, and I think it's easy to be so like, oh God, here and it's rubbish and we should all boycott. But realistically, most of these bands can't do that, and you need to be on Spotify. You need to be going for these editorial playlists and stuff to get anything. And I think it's a case of you've sort of got to change with the times, I suppose, and go with it and find other ways of making money. And I know a lot of people go down like the Patreon route and that sort of thing, and obviously merch and selling physical music and everything. And yeah, it's pretty depressing, I suppose, but definitely got to stay positive to get through it. Otherwise, I think that's why a lot of musicians end up falling out of love with it and packing it in, I suppose.
Well, when I were little, and it used to be the case where you used to tour to support an album, but now it feels like musicians and bands have got to bring an album out every year to have something to take on the road with them to make the money on the road.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
it's sort of reverse now. You tour
yeah,
to pay for the album.
but I think it's asking a lot of a band to bring an album out a month, and I think when you look at the bands that are bringing an album out a month, I'm not mentioning any names, but you'll probably know. I do think the albums suffer a little bit. I don't think they are as good as what they could be if they weren't under so much pressure to bring an album out every year.
100%. I mean, it's now a case of, people, I guess you don't, people like your fans don't lose interest, but
Yeah,
the algorithms lose interest, and
yeah,
you get less support of the big, like the big Spotify geezers
yeah,
and everything. And so then bands are sort of forced to do like a single constantly, like, but one off the other. And once you finish promoting one, it's straight to the next one. And it definitely does, I think, rush the creative process a bit.
yeah. Well, I was speaking to Tom's dad while I was watching you at Bidlington, and he mentioned you've been looking at like other projects around you within the music industry, like band management and doing social media stuff and all that kind of stuff. Do you see that as an extra thing to do to stay alive and to be able to pay your own bills and stuff, really?
Yeah, I mean, I've just finished uni, so moved
Yeah,
back home, moved in with my dad,
yeah,
and yeah, I mean, the level we're at, we're not making any money yet, and I think it's probably still quite far off, but we're sort of breaking even most of the time, so that's fine. But yeah, it's certainly not a livable wage yet.
mm,
So yeah, sort of trying to think of things that I actually enjoy doing rather than getting stuck back into a bar job, and sort of give myself a like 6 month buffer to see what I can do in
yeah,
that time before, just going right, what pubs are hiring.
yeah,
But yeah, so I've started doing different like social media content things, like either like running the accounts or creating the content for it. I sort of started doing that in uni because that was what like I did a couple of the more creative modules, and yeah, I just like I actually genuinely do enjoy it. So it's another way of making money that isn't getting tied down
yeah.
and just being miserable all the time.
Funny way to put it. I like that. And well, it's funny, isn't it? Because people see you lot on the telly. I know you've been on telly a lot of it, don't you?
I
And
know.
they'll
It's a bit
probably
mad, really.
they'll probably think that, oh, because they've been on like that program on Sunday. I forgot its name now. Now you're on that a few years.
Sunday brunch.
Sunday brunch, yeah, Soccer AM. You've been on all those. People will see you on the telly and think, oh, they must be making a few quid now. And it's so far from like
I
the
know
truth
it's
of
definitely
reality.
a yeah, it's a perception online, and it looks like we are busy all the time, but
Yeah,
looks like we're like busy all the time doing TV and all that, and it is just like it's very skewed view of it, because even bands like way bigger than us are like still not they still have other jobs, and they're still
yeah.
not really making a living off it yet. And yeah, I mean, there just isn't really much money in it. I suppose it's once you hit the big times and the stadiums and stuff, you might be all right, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely, I mean, 90% of bands, they've all got other jobs. So I think it is a case of sort of trying to still monetize things that you enjoy and still staying creative to be able to continue the music side.
Like merchandise is so important for bands.
Yeah, 100%.
It can mean either breaking even or losing money on a tour, can't it? And if, heaven forbid you might make a few quid and all at some point.
Yeah.
It's so important that people go to gigs and like support with t-shirts and that kind of stuff. I nearly won me Tommy Smith one that I got from Bidlington, but it's gone a bit funny. So I need more than one. But
Oh no,
only,
don't
yeah,
tell them that. They'll think it's
no,
bad quality.
not bad quality at all. I didn't mean that. I've just hammered it. That's all. But like it's so important for any band, isn't it? Just to be able to flog a few t-shirts, and just have that extra little bit of income to cover your travel costs alone. Which, like when you came down to Sheffield, it's a long way from the northeast, isn't it, to Sheffield and back, and
Well, exactly, and 90% our lovely TM Andy and Tom's dad,
yeah,
he just grafts his arse off really to be able to make it happen for us, and even when that's the case of we don't get the hotel, we'll just drive home, and it's another 5 hours in the van
yeah,
straight after the gig, just to like get back at 4 o'clock in the morning, just
yeah,
to save that 100 quid that we would have spent
yeah,
because the fee's low, or like it's miles and miles away, and we've spent 200 quid on petrol the round trip to get the van there. And yeah, it's just there's a lot of graft behind the scenes that people don't see, but it's lovely that we've got a fan base, and or even like people who've never seen us before that enjoy it and go, do you know what, I'm gonna spend 20 quid on a t-shirt because I won't miss that. Like obviously not everyone can afford that, and
yeah,
that's
sure.
out of the question, but if you've got that 20 quid that you wouldn't notice if you dropped it on the floor type of thing, sticking it on a t-shirt and shouting about the band and everything,
Yeah.
it just goes so far.
It does. It does. Well, what's it like as an artist yourself personally, being in a band where it's not got your name on it? If you get me.
Do you know what it is? I get that question a lot, and at the at the end of the day, Tom writes the songs.
Yeah.
He makes the music, and it doesn't take away. I mean, we've done it that long. We've been a band for 4 years, and we all get our special moment on stage.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll come and he'll go, "Oh, I've got this bass part that let's just think it's gonna be great on stage," and like then it is like there's always we each get sort of a spotlight moment in each song. Fraser will have a mad drum intro or something, and we'll come off stage and people still are going, "Oh, did you just do this? Like, oh, that was meant right way," and that's enough for me. Like,
Yeah.
it's not about the I suppose we are a band, and
Yeah.
I get why people are like, "Oh well, why is it just Tom?" But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change it.
No, okay, brilliant. Well, what's it like? 'Cause just seeing how prolific Tom's songwriting has been over the years, and he's still only a young lad. You're all only like early 20s, all
Yeah.
of you. Yeah, around
Yeah,
about.
Tom's 21 as well, and
Yeah.
Dylan and Fraser are 23 or 24, I think, a couple of years above, because they were in Tom's brother's year at school. It's just how they all met.
So does he come like into the rehearsals every 5 minutes with a new song? He just seems so prolific and talented.
I tell you what, the man doesn't stop. Like
Yeah.
he does treat it like a 9 to 5, and he's
Yeah.
writing all the time, and
Mm.
hopefully that some of the new stuff will be coming out soon. And yeah, I mean, he seems to have gone in not a new direction, but a more like cohesive sound with the next few things that'll be happening, and we're all really excited about it. Like we all love playing it live and being part of it, and yeah, it's just really exciting.
Yeah, he's stripped off to his vest in Bridlington. I ain't seen him do that before for fashion.
Tell you what, I tell you what, the shock factor's there that I think it does it works. Like
Yeah.
I've had a handful of people going like, "What? Why are you in the West?" Someone he was on Talk Sport the other day, and they were saying he looked like something out of the 70s or something with these massive pants and little vest on. And no, I think it's great. I think
But,
yeah, he's finding like this new like not new persona, but this showmanship on stage
yeah.
across like how long we've been performing. And I think the new songs really bring it out of him as well. So yeah, it's been really fun this last festival season and getting to play all that new stuff together.
Yeah, well, you look like a cohesive band. You all look tight knit. You all look like you're just having so much fun up there. It must be now that festival season for me is like one of the most fun parts of the year. And when it
Definitely, yeah.
comes to an end, you feel it, don't you?
Oh,
Uh,
100%. I mean, now the back end of the year is sort of quite quiet,
yeah,
and we're all just a bit like, oh, don't know what to do with ourselves. I just yeah, I mean, it's such a high, and getting to play in front of new people on different stages and meeting different artists and stuff. It's just like it is a bit of a dream, and then you wake up and you realize, oh God, I've got no money. I'm gonna have to wait until next festival season to do it again.
Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely is a bit of a downer.
Yeah. So you mentioned the other projects that you do. So you dabbled in band management then, did you, kiddo?
Yeah, I mean it was a short career. I looked after a band in
Couldn't
uni.
do it. I couldn't do
Stop it there.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really like the part of sort of like helping get like the noise out there and sort of show them off and
Yeah.
everything. And they were a great band called Rush Bonds. My partner was the singer, and
Yeah.
yeah, they just grew apart a little bit, and it wasn't working for them all anymore. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I love helping bands sort of get their vision across, and
Yeah.
like I thought, like I enjoyed. I sort of was a bit of like doing a bit of everything. So I was doing I was like managing them, contacting the promoters and stuff, and then also like creating like reels and different social media content for them and everything, and um, EP artwork and that sort of side of things as well. And yeah, it's nice to sort of be part of that side of things as well,
Yeah. So when
being
you
on
went
the
like
inside.
when you first started managing them, what were like the first conversations that you wanted to see from the band? What like changes or advice did you give them to
I
um
think it's sort of like it's not like you obviously planning day to day is never going to work because everything's changing all the
mm,
time. But sort of having, the first single, knowing what that is, don't hold back and don't just rush things out. Sort of have everything in line.
mm,
I wanted it to be sort of like let's have the EP done and then sort of start like obviously you can still be doing the gigging and stuff. I was constantly reaching out to promoters, being like, "Oh, put them on." And yeah, it was sort of definitely have in mind, your image, what you're gonna do,
mm,
who you want to be in front of, like who's your audience, and um, yeah, like do you see this sound? Like what
yeah,
like so I suppose there's some bands that, and I think it's great. I love that some bands like, oh well, I want to be in that underground scene where, it's sweaty and horrible and there's a mad DJ on after us and it's all weird and I think that's great and I love seeing like the creativity and everything. And then the other side is the band's like, well, I want to headline Glastonbury. I want to be on
yeah,
Pyramid Stage.
yeah.
So it's like finding the route to that is different for every band, and it's easy it's easy. Everyone goes, oh well, you just keep putting music out and you just do this and you do that. But I think you've sort of got to think outside the box to get to where you want to be. It's not always the same for every band, and
Yeah.
I really liked being part of like helping them see that and find out what like the direction they wanted to go in.
And I suppose you develop your own skills as well to help you and the rest of the band out. And is there anything from that experience that you learnt yourself that you take into the band, Tom A. Smith Band?
Well, definitely. I mean, I now sort of taken over helping out with Tom's socials
Nice.
and it was sort of a rebrand with the first single because recently signed to Fiction Records,
Mm.
which was really exciting, sort of big moment that we weren't sure when that first signing was going to happen, and we sort of thought, right, let's do this properly for this next single and really think about what we want everyone to see of it and what they want them to take away. And I really enjoyed that creative process and like being like Tom's stylist for the day and
Oh, nice.
setting up like all the cameras and sort of when I was just buzzing that like he was happy with it and Tom's dad was happy and we all were just like sort of buzzing about starting getting it out and like we've done it all in advance and it felt like a sort of a new era and yeah it was really exciting.
Well, the content creation side of being a musician is a relatively new one. You never used to have to bother with all that kind of stuff. Uh,
Yeah,
but now it just seems like it's a standard. You've got to have reels coming out. You've got to do this thing every day. You've got to put a post out every day, every 2 days, whatever it is these days on stuff for it to start getting traction. You've got to. There's always something that you can be doing, isn't there?
definitely.
As a creator for your band, how do you find that side of it?
I think it's sort of a case of making it fun and like it's easy to go down the route of right, well, we need to post a TikTok every day and sort of copying what you've seen do well. And the
Yeah,
thing is like the TikTok algorithm is such a mystery to everybody that it's like you never know what's gonna click and what's gonna do well. We posted one about the was I played Come Together and Robbie Williams was on. And we posted the most silliest TikTok. It was just me and Tom looking sad while everyone's walking away going like, why is everyone leaving? Robbie Williams hasn't played Candy yet. And that was it. That was it. And it got like 150,000 views and we were just like, what? Like how is that what's clicking? And
Yeah.
we spend weeks and weeks posting about Tom's new single going, oh, come and listen to this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just like nothing, like 3,000 views. But yeah, I mean, it is just a mystery and I think you've got to keep it fun and keep it exciting. I think
Yeah.
that's been a big change in how me and Tom are going about it. And, like the other day, we're just sitting down going like, right, for the next song, like what we're going to do, creative, like what we're going to do to make it exciting and like what video we're going to make. And I think a lot of bands are sort of just like brought down by it. And it's like, oh, well, I should have posted a TikTok and like, why haven't I covered the most trending song this week and posted it to see if it does well?
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it is a case of getting some fresh eyes on, just getting somebody to go, oh, well, have you tried this? Or like
Yeah.
just making it more exciting. And yeah, I've been working with a Scottish band called Fader
Mm.
who changed their name due to some stuff with old management and everything.
Okay.
And like it can just like they were just like, God, we just don't know what to do with it. Like
Mm.
we've tried load of different ways of doing it, and I just sort of was like, well, you've got to sort of be what you are and just
Yeah.
go with it. And there's no point in trying to match up with what everything else is doing well and just seeing what clicks.
I think a lot of people or bands, artists, I think they make the mistake of flogging something every time they post. Like new single, gig, new single, buy these tickets,
Yeah,
new merch, all this kind of stuff. When people just, I just don't think that connects well with people. I think what connects with people is relationships and seeing something funny and getting to know somebody's personality, getting to know somebody's quirks. Those type of things tend to do a lot better.
definitely. I do. I think, just having your face on there going, this is me and I'm gonna sing you a bit of a song or whatever. Like doesn't that like it is just like yeah, I definitely think connecting with people. So like
Well,
the comments and the
even that can have be problems because I think people are all burnt out. These are just my stupid little theories, by the way. It's not
oh
fact.
yeah, yeah.
Just what I see. I think people just saw that so much in COVID. It brings back bad memories when they see somebody posting a picture at the end of the bedroom, doing a video at the end of the bedroom type thing.
Yeah.
I think it reminds people of COVID a little bit, and they're a bit like, oh,
God, sick of it. No, definitely I think, thinking outside the box
yeah,
and doing something that's like visually appealing definitely helps
yeah,
and that's what makes it fun. I think like there's an art in that itself and being creative in that way is sort of you just got to think of it the same as how you're writing a song and just enjoying it. And I think that's sort of been lost because it's been so drilled into everybody that you have to be posting all the time doing this.
yeah.
And I agree with you completely. I think connecting with your fan base is the main thing
Mm,
and actually like getting to know them. And I don't know, we've got the weirdos group chat, which is
yeah.
probably it's shocking really. We just call them all weirdos all the time. But
Fair enough.
and they're talking all the time and they're talking to each other. They
Yeah.
meet up before gigs and go for a drink together and they've made friends there and
Nice.
you know that's what you need really because they care about us the way we do with them and they come to the gigs and they buy the merch and yeah, it's just lovely and I think that's sort of the aim rather than the trying to go viral all the time. It just doesn't work. If you think about it, if you were getting 3,000 views on every TikTok you post, but 10 people follow you and go, "Oh, I really like that song."
Yeah.
How's that? That should be enough, really. That's you like that sort of slight growth every time,
Mm.
and like it being something that you actually want to put out and you actually care about. I think that is sort of I can see that being where everyone sort of goes down instead because there's plenty of artists who've come out of being viral and done really well, but there's equally the ones who get signed and then dropped and it's shocking because it shouldn't be about that and obviously these people are all talented otherwise people wouldn't have engaged and yeah I
You,
think it'll
you just
definitely move
see
away from that.
who was that boss bloke from Newcastle? Ibiza boss bloke.
Whatever
Yeah, he thinks like he's massive now. I don't know, like he's a famous person.
oh bless him man,
You just love viral moments. They're funny, aren't they?
it is
They do
definitely.
cross on the day. But you're on about the community thing there. I just think, just coming off the weekend we've just had in Bridlington, and the amount of people I've seen on Twitter and met for the first time, like other podcasters, and big shout out to everybody I saw at Bridlington if you're watching again. Just the amount of people like, oh, Jim, that guy, all that kind of stuff, all time. The community that goes to this feeling gigs or were there at Bridlington anyway. There were loads of people adding me to their chat groups, like Facebook groups and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
To that, saying, yeah, just get to know people on there. That it's a good way of, letting them know that you've got gigs on as well, and they might be interested in it. All these type of communities where it would just it was my favorite part of the weekend. The music was fucking excellent everywhere, but the biggest thing that you go away with remembering is that community and like meeting new people and getting a few more hellos on over the next week and hope you're all right, hope you're sobered up and all that kind of stuff. That's 20 of them, but it's just such a beautiful community, and you remember those people and they stick with you, and it's nice to be in that community. And there's a big massive community on X. A lot of bands seem to sack X off because they don't like Elon Musk or something.
It's hard, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit of a moral grey area because
Facebook was bad. I read a book on Facebook the other day, and
I think, to be honest, they're all bad. They're all bad. All these big mega bosses, they're horrible people, and probably shouldn't be supporting them in any way. But equally, you can't not. Otherwise, how do you connect with these people? You kind of start sending them letters these days, and or like, I mean, that's the thing. You just have to do it, and it's tough because like it does make you think and you go, God, should I delete X? Should I get off it? And it is definitely hard. And see, and I don't blame any bands who don't use it. To be honest, I think fair enough. But yeah.
But like, because I prefer X out of all of them. I just think the community on there and it's all live and people will tell you if stuff's good or shit or whatever. They're not bothered. It's just one of them things. But you don't own that content really. The social media people can get rid of you at any time, which is a scary thing. So you could spend all this time building up an audience online, and it might not be there if I don't know, if something you say is don't go down well and you get taken off. You don't own that following really. So one biggest tip that I've been made aware of over the last couple of years is get yourself like a mailing list, because then you own those contacts.
Keep them forever.
Yeah, you can keep them forever and let them know what you're doing. You can post videos to them. You can liaise with them direct, rather than I've just seen bands like get their accounts hacked or whatever, and they can't get their accounts back, and they're in the shit, and
lost.
You can't speak to anybody because you can't speak to anybody at these social media people. You can't pick up a phone and say, now then what's going on?
Yeah, it is. Once it's gone, I suppose. Definitely agree with the mailing list thing. If you can get people to sign up. But again, it's like things are so quick on social media. People are just swiping away. Like you put something on your story saying, come on, come sign up to the mailing list, and they're going, can't be bothered. That takes an extra click on my finger. Can't be bothered. I'll not bother with that. I'll just keep following you. But yeah, I mean, once you've engaged people, they will do what you need them to do because they care. And I think making people care, whether it's engaging or just giving them a bloody good show, I suppose, isn't it? It's like getting them to come away going, wow, I need to see them again. And
well, I was just going to ask you, what's your favorite? Like, let's be positive about stuff.
I know we're having a proper downer chat here.
It's me, mate. I've got a tendency to always look on the dark side of things, but on the bright side of things, what's your favorite thing about being in a band with Tom and the rest of them?
I mean, it's amazing. Just like I've been to cities and countries I would never have gone to without being in the band, and getting to do it with your best mates, and sharing that with each other. And I mean, it's the first time we're all doing it. It's not like we've got in these mad session musicians who are like have done 1,000,001 gigs and stuff. It's like it's the first experience we get together, and creating those memories that if everything goes down the shitter and we lose all our accounts or whatever, then like we've got those things that you'll be telling the grandkids, that type of thing, and having like my family coming along to things and being part of that as well. It's really amazing. Like.
Yeah. So, like, what do you like? What's the next stage for you lot then? I know there's stuff that you can't talk about. I'm not asking you about specifics, but like,
definitely.
What can you
do? Definitely, new music.
Yeah.
Imminent, but new music. Hopefully, some touring, some more live shows, and just stepping up and going that further and further up and just doing it gradually until world domination, that sort of thing, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
fair enough. That is when you get to world domination. Is that when you bring your solo little thing out?
Yeah, that's when I'll go, right, bye everyone. I'm off.
Okay, brilliant. Well, Kate, I've really enjoyed getting to know you today, mate. Thanks for joining us on the podcast. I always
Thanks
like
very
to,
much for having us. It's been
I just,
great.
yeah, no, I really enjoy you. I'd love seeing you perform. I love the band. I love everything you do. I posted on X while I was at Bidlington saying that these kids are just born to do what they're doing, and you look like you're enjoying it so much, all of you. And it's just keep going, mate. Don't let the bastards drag you down.
Oh, well, thanks very much. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh, you're welcome, mate. Thanks, Kate. All the best, mate.
Great.
Thank you.